What is up, everybody? It's me, Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine. I'm back again with another episode of the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. Today, I have some super awesome homies of the comic fam. We went and linked up at a super awesome grand opening, soft opening of a new comic book shop that opened here in Louisville, Texas. And first off, the wife told me that this was happening. And then one of the super awesome bros in the community, he told me about it. He's like, yo, I'm going to show up. You coming? I was like, I'll be there. And then I hit up another member of the community, and we all linked up, and we went on this awesome hunt, and it was awesome. So let's bring everybody in. All right. So today I got Nick's Kicks and Comics. I mean, it's all comics, but Nick's Kicks and Comics in today. I got Chris, the TCU gamer. And, of course, my man, Comic Man Andy, in here, just adding some flair to the mix. So here we go. You guys ready? Boom. Woo! What is up, fam? How are you guys doing today?
How do I let me back in here? How do I even follow that energy? I mean, oof.
Yeah, that was incredible energy.
I just, you got to do it. Like, you know, it's a long day at work. Come home, get set up and everything, get my coffee so I'm not yawning like Andy on live stream. And, you know, just got to be able to like bring the energy. I know Andy brings the energy every time when he does his lives. He's always hyped. He's excited. He's ready. Let's get this, you know, collective, whatever words that you use for your live stream. But I got to bring it too. You know, I got to bring it. So that's what we got here today. I had a really fun time actually meeting up with some peeps to actually go hunt, because I haven't done that since Jason, this other comic geek, came down. He came from Shreveport. He was over there and he came out here and we linked up and we went hunting for a while. So it's been a very long time. So it's super awesome. What I need to look this up again because I cannot for the life remember what the actual name of the store is. It's like super long.
I think it was like Comics, Sports and Toys?
Something like that. Comics, cards, and collectibles, something like that.
Okay, Comics, Cards, and Toys. Now,
We're both right.
so I think they actually, I don't know what. Okay, so they actually have it just as on their Facebook page. Louisville Comics, I think, is what it's actually just going to be called, is what it looks like off of their Facebook page. I tried to find them on Instagram, and they ain't on Instagram. So it's like I wanted to tag them when I did the post and tag you guys, but they weren't there. So, you know, I think they're just like trying to do like a whole new thing and whatnot. So maybe eventually they'll have that put together. But my first impression is it was actually really well put together. Right out the gate. So Andy, let me pen and picture here for you. So you walk in and off to the left is the register over here, where their counter is. And they just had a whole wall of mostly actually CBCS books. They actually had a lot of CBCS books in there. And then in front of you, they had one case, like elevated case. And it had some statues in it. It had some slabs in it. And then it had like another wall and case with some other like supreme awesome statues and, you know, high price comics. But the kicker was, I don't know if you guys saw it, but off to the right, like when you first walk in, the first thing I saw was a security guard, like an armed security guard in a comic book store. But the reason is because the case that he was standing next to had Amazing Spider-Man #1 in the case for 35 G's.
35 G's, yep.
They also had a Wonder Woman comic in there too. I didn't catch the price on that one or which one it was, but I saw the ASM #1 in there in a case, just like out in the open, like, what's up, everybody? I'm here. Yeah.
There's like what, 3 or 4 books that were all over 10K or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say, Andy?
Was he armed with a Nerf gun, a BB gun, or a real?
No, he had the utility belt. He had the whole shabil.
But see, the thing about Texas is he's got what everybody else has got. So he's just like,
yeah. This
Okay, so we're not talking Paul Blart here.
no.
The guy looked like Battlestar.
This is also a store where they didn't have any 30-06 or 30-07 signs on it, and it had basically saying open carry and carry is allowed kind of thing. Yeah. So here nor there, it's Texas, whatever. But so once you walk past the security guard and the ASM number 1 over there, then you get into like the next little section. It's still like this little box. And then that's where they had the new comic book day stuff in that area. And then they had another case with slab, special comics and some more statues. And then you go into the back area and they've got this whole room set up where they're going to end up having short boxes available to pull out. The one thing that I kind of wish that they probably should have focused a little bit more on is getting all of that, all their back issues and everything put together solid more than it was. But I kind of think that they were probably hoping more people were going to be more receptive to purchasing more slabs and stuff off the bat, not necessarily being so back issue box, diggy kind of thing. What do you think, Nick?
But I think that also could have worked to your benefit too, because if they have time to organize, they got time to price.
Yes.
So I think it worked kind of. I see what you're saying.
Right.
It definitely worked to our benefit that day.
It did. It did work to our benefit. So I think I was the first on the scene, and I was digging through. I found they had $1, $3, $5, and $7 boxes. Okay. So I'm not going into $1 boxes. I'm looking at 3s and 5s and 7s and ups. So right out the bat, I go and I start looking. Okay. So I found like a Sleepwalker number 1 in there laying around. I think it was in like the $5 or $3 box. Haley and my sister-in-law, they were there too with us as well to check it out. And Haley pulled out like a Thor 12-cent issue, back issue bin book for, $5 or whatever. And I just kept digging. And eventually I dug through the $7 boxes and I was just like, all right, this is not what I'm looking for. So thankfully the person that was in there, she was very friendly, very helpful. And I was like, I need the goods. Please show me the goods. So she goes back and brings the box. And around about that time, TCU Gamer, a.k.a. Chris, shows up. And I was like, you are here just in time, my man. And so we were digging. And then out of nowhere, Nick's Kicks and Comics showed up. And by that time, I had a stack of books. Okay? And I just started showing everything to Nick. I was like, hey, I found this. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Transformers number 1, Moon Knight number 1 newsstand. I just kept pulling them out. It's like, hey, I already found this. What do you want? Do you want this? And so I kept the stack going. And then eventually I pulled this out.
What was her name? Esther or Ellen? Ellen Bargery?
Ellen Barger wrote her name in the middle of this book. However, this book is still in really good condition. And as soon as I found this, I literally pretty much divided my entire stack of this down to these 2 books, The Strange Adventures, issue number 205, the first appearance of Deadman. And I found a Green Lantern issue number 25 for like $5. And so I separated my entire stack and I pretty much gave everything I had to Chris and Nick. And there was another gentleman there that was kind of like digging through. He was sticking around for a while. He was mostly looking for runs and stuff like that. But yeah, so my stack went from to meow, very, very small.
Mine went from to meow.
Yeah. So Nick, why don't you show, if you still got your books laying around, show off what you ended up getting.
All right, so we'll go, and I have it in like kind of like reverse order. So 15 minutes in is just like Vince was saying. He's like, "You want this? You want this? You want this? You want this? You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we'll start with this. And this was $5.
Yeah, I think it was like $5.
It still hurts me because I paid $1 for this back in the 90s. So more goodness.
Ooh.
This was also like $5 or $7.
They had so many copies of that
Oh,
in all the boxes. Hey, Dale of Suspense, what is going on? Thanks for stopping by, my man.
and I am keeping these in pristine condition as per Dale's video today. This was $10, and all these were in really good shape, except for the one I'm about to. I'm going to get to in a second. Ultimate Spider-Man 200. Again, all still $5, $10 books. $10. And they're all near mint plus. I don't know if they're 98 candidates, but
yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh, you're wearing a Moon Knight shirt. Cool.
And the coup de grace of the Raw books. Newsstand.
I almost walked away with that, but like I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to.
$40.
Yeah, $40. I mean, it's a decent price.
That was $40?
$40.
Yep. But look, what I didn't notice.
I see it.
The chipping at the top a little bit.
There's like a little tear here.
Oh, okay.
And some stuff that I really haven't. I pressed it slightly once, got some of the stuff out, but I'm gonna have to press it, maybe humidify it, and go again. Speaking of the CBCS slabs.
Oh yeah, Nick went a little bit ham in the shop that day, and I don't know how you did it, but like, bro, like I was sweating over the two books. Because my stack was big, and I was like, I can't do that. So I don't even know how you even managed it, bro. But damn,
I sweat later, which is a problem because when it sweats, I can wind up filling these bottles. This was a decent price before the discount he gave me. So I wound up picking this up because I didn't have one. And there was one other book. For me, it was one of my personal grails because John Romita Jr. is one of my favorite Amazing Spider-Man artists. And I've been eyeing this one for a long time. So it kind of...
Ooh. No, he did.
For me there.
Yeah, he did.
I never had one. And that's this.
Ooh.
Just for me, I've always loved that cover. And I was actually looking at it in a 9/8 a couple days before. And since the ball was rolling, I picked that one up too. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
I checked out right after Vince. Vince was just like, all right, your store is great. This is what I love about it. What's up with that discount? It was like, all right, I can do 20%. That's what I heard, 20%.
Right.
So when you were done, you left the store. I was like, I'm sitting right here next to him. You got to give me that same discount. He's like, yeah, we'll get you some money off. No problem. So I automatically thought he gave me the 20%, only to come to find out he gave me 10.
10, damn.
But still, it still wound up being a good deal. For as much as I spent, I still wound up getting a good deal, I think.
Yeah. Chris, what you got? You got your books over there by you?
I do. That's why I had to go grab a couple more. I was like, I feel like I'm missing some, but you said newsstand, and it triggered in my head. So
Let's see what you got here, man.
First up, we got the Ruth Red, White, and Black,
Nice.
signed by Baker there.
Nice.
This was a whole $15.
Yeah,
Obviously, it didn't happen yet, but for $15,
those were going for $70 or $80 on eBay during the series.
This is one Vincent definitely talked me into. I think Nick, you chimed in on this too.
Oh yeah,
Transformers #1.
It's a reader copy, definitely. It's got hella spine ticks. I mean, I can see them from here, But if you ain't never had a Transformers #1, you at least got to start somewhere. So
yeah, in my opinion, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are absolute must-haves.
And 8. Don't forget the Dinobots.
Dinobots, yeah.
Yeah, this was 18, so I was like, okay, I'll buy into a must-have book for 18. We have Moon Knight #1, first appearance of Mr. Knight.
There you go. Hey, honestly, like, I'm surprised you didn't want to get the David Finch Moon Knight that Nick ended up walking away with, but that's a good one too. So
yeah. And like Vincent was saying, high grade, $30.
One of my favorite Moon Knight panels is in that book where he hops out of the car, he's walking down an alley in the pure white suit, all bougie as he could be. It's super dope. Declan Shelby does a fantastic job on the art in that book.
And we got a newsstand. Micronauts #1.
That's a sleeper too. Honestly, like I was actually looking at maybe trying to pick up another book to sell for the auction, the next auction we're going to do, because yeah, that's a sleeper. I'm pretty sure Micronauts are going to show up in the Quantumania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a whole $12.
I would have been all over that one.
This one is very questionable. Definitely reader's copy, water stains, but $30.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you know how much that book's going to be?
Oh man, it doesn't even matter the grade on that. Tell you what.
I mean, I found a guy locally that he said he's pretty good at getting water damage and stains out. So it's gonna cost me like $20-30, but for $60 investment, I'll do it.
What else you got?
And then the last one, probably I think my favorite of the group.
Ooh.
Nice newsstand. Looky there.
Newsstand and $25.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, raw copies of that. I think I looked that up today or the other day. Like raw copies of that book are not cheap, like at all. So like hitting up the shop where you can find like big books, like big #1s, first appearances, classics, major storylines and stuff. You said, well, when we were there, we found almost an entire Frank Miller Daredevil run. Oh yeah, like we found like multiple books of that, and I told Chris about it. I was like, bro, I've already got my run completed. Here, man, if you haven't had this, you need to have this. And you end up turning it over too, right?
Yeah. Later on that night, it was like 182 through 186, I believe. It was the end of the night. I was looking at all these books in my room. I was like, I'm supposed to be selling stuff, not buying stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I just got these Daredevils today. I'm not emotionally attached to them yet. And within 10 minutes of me posting them on Facebook, it sold.
Damn. Nice. That's super awesome.
Wow.
Hey, Andy.
Yo.
Do you have any new pickups, back issue pickups? If you showed them off earlier, I wouldn't have known. I've been at work all crazy day today, but since we're showing off books that we picked up recently, you got anything over there?
Yeah, where did I put them? See, that's what happens when I clean the place. I put everything away and I don't know where they're at. I went hunting this past weekend and picked up, I did the old Bundaroo, the bougie Bundaroo, and picked up a stack of slabs from an LCS a few towns over. So I got the Something's Killing the Children foil 9.8. Wind #3 9.8, the 1 in 25 peach momoko, and then Something is Killing the Children #11 virgin variant, and a couple of bundles of series of newer books for like under $300.
Wow.
Damn. Wow. How much is the Something Killing the Children foil going for in a 9.8?
It's softened up a little bit, but about 200.
Really?
I was hoping that might push to 400, but
well, I think once they make the official announcement, that stuff's going to go crazy.
Oh, and then last night on Strictly Comics auction, I won a series of Something's Killing the Children books from one of the sellers off of there too. That included another foil, and I love foil. Where's Dale? I love foil.
Yeah. That was like the second thing he said when he hopped in here today.
Back up. That Jae-Hung Lee. That Jae-Hung right there. That set is for issue 16. That virgin variant is the only foil variant for the entire release coming up this week.
Really?
Yes.
16 has got so many covers.
It does, but that one, that Jae-Hung Lee virgin is the only foil in the whole group.
And speaking of which,
Ooh. Yeah, next month, Comic Tom's. I'm so tempted to order the mystery mail call to get that the Something's Killing the Children variant.
this one.
Andy, I did it. Go ahead, jump on that boat with me. I did it.
I'd probably order 2 boxes to see if I can get one trade, one virgin.
No,
they got
I'm
that
not
one-
doing it.
That 1 in 1,000 also. All right.
We have until the 16th of the next month.
I don't know.
I think it is. Ooh. Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
and to be honest, this was the exclusive. I had no clue that this was coming because I thought that I had canceled it because I didn't really want anything here. But
That's a cool cover. I don't mind that.
with what?
That's nice.
269. I wish it was a 169.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there you go, Mandy.
Ooh, nice.
Bitch, the swastika.
That's for issue 46, right? Or is it 47?
46. The man knows his Punisher. Yeah, I feel like with this stuff, I can care less. Sweet Downfall. This was it was an interesting series. Like this, this crash test dummy becomes like a hitman or something. But honestly, in my eyes, I mean, big deal. I thought that was going to be something that's killing the children box. So I was
That one's
excited.
next end of next month, and everybody has until the 16th to order up.
So
Yeah. I'm not doing mystery mailboxes ever again, ever. Period. Dot. Unless I get to a point where I kind of feel like my collection is getting a little bit too small for me to be okay with. Kind of need to get some extra filler in there a little bit, beef it up a little bit.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen.
But it won't. It would happen for a very small window of time because then I would immediately trade all of the filler out for like 2 books.
I'm about to put 6 short boxes up on Facebook Marketplace here in a couple of weeks.
Oh my god!
And it's all like high grade reader filler stuff too. I
cannot bring myself to do it. That's why I only walked away with 2 books. Like a huge Silver Age key and a massive Green Lantern.
Don't wuss
book.
out on us.
No, it's not. I'm looking out for my collection.
I'm still rustled that Finch Moon Knight is like a $40+ book now, because I remember being at a convention about 2 years ago, and there was one seller at that convention that had a big giant back wall. Not the Finch Moon Knight.
The one that Chris has, the one with the eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
No, the other Moon Knight.
Oh,
is it the jacket?
The one you spent $40 on?
Vincent's.
the Moon Knight #1. Yeah, that one.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
that one.
Phoenix.
I was at a convention not quite 2 years ago where one seller had probably 40 copies of that line up all on the wall, and they all had $5 price tags on them, and they were all near mint plus newsstands.
Oh,
The guy
that's
couldn't give them
wonderful.
away.
See, I've missed out on that. Like, I haven't seen that yet. I wanna be somewhere where they do that. Like, where everybody's like, yeah, they had this #1 or this first appearance. They had like 20 copies, and they just couldn't get rid of them fast enough at a lower enough price. I've never been around that. I want to see that.
That's pre-bubble, right?
Mm,
Pre-craziness.
yeah.
Because I remember a year and a half ago, I had 2 X-Men 266s. Nobody wanted to pay me $400 for them. I couldn't. I had to sell them for $375 like 18 months ago, and now that's what $1,200, $1,300.
It's a lot. It's a
Can't
lot.
think of it that way.
Speaking of a lot for first appearances, Andy, do you still got that buy it now over there?
So that Eternals 2 is going to go up in the next auction, yeah. I'm just debating about what price to start it at to leave meat on the bones for anybody coming in the auction, like a good chunk, and yet still get it gone. Because I don't collect Eternals stuff, so it became this running joke of buy it now for $3,000. Well, nobody's going to buy it for $3,000. That was the joke.
Right. So,
But there's no copies available on eBay. eBay and a lot of the online places dried up, and then the trailer drops today, and it's like, ooh, I wonder what's going to happen.
what's up, Justin? Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah. So the Eternals trailer. When it dropped? Okay, I was at work and it dropped, and I was able to watch it. And my first impression of it was, it was such a teaser. Like it literally just teased so much, and we got just very little glimpse of like what was to come. But I still felt intrigued. Did you guys feel the same way, or were you kind of disappointed? Go, Andy.
I was intrigued. I feel like what a lot of other people had to say, I didn't necessarily feel. I'm looking forward to it, but in the same aspect, I'm not collecting any of the Eternals books, nor have I read all of the runs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any preconceived ideas or notions of what the trailer should be and what I should be looking for. It just looks like it's going to be a visually stunning film. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Chris, what do you think?
I mean, as y'all guys know, I've not been collecting for even a year yet, so Eternals isn't really a franchise that I'm familiar with. But from an outside non-Eternals reading, view, definitely it had some intrigue in the trailer. Noticed some big name actors in there and such, and I'd probably still go see it. Even at this point, just off the basis of what has Marvel done wrong, really, when it comes to a movie. Even movies that or franchises that would have no business typically, being done by other, companies or, so on. And they've turned everything into gold, it seems like. So
Right.
give them the benefit of the doubt, even though I really know nothing about the franchise.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
For me, I don't want to call myself a fanboy, but I'm always psyched about the possibility of not so much the movie, but the possibility of what the movie may bring.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, they're going to have to bring X-Men in, and I think this might be a good point to do it, at least to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
But two important things to take away. Salma Hayek at 52 still looks damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably
yeah.
that's worth the price of entry for me alone. And Angelina Jolie, not so much anymore.
I mean, that woman has gone through so much in her life. Cancer, surgeries, and just trying to come back and bounce back and, whatever. So, will we ever see her at, Lara Croft Tomb Raider stage ever again? Probably not, but I'm interested to see how far she's come, especially with such a big name movie, because I think she recently had a new movie come out that she was a part of, just like a pretty basic action movie or whatnot. So we'll see what she brings to the table. I'm very curious to see. So like I was watching Gem Mint today. I don't know if you guys saw his reaction, but he did the reaction video, and he knows more about Eternals than I do. I think I've read the first issue. I don't think I've read the entire series for the volume 1, but he was like, I thought Angelina Jolie was going to play Cersei. And he said that a couple times, and that's what I thought too as well. So I wasn't really sure if the character that she's playing is actually Cersei, or they're doing some other different direction with that character. And I don't know, but I think the teaser it gave us just enough, like just barely, to where they're like, this is going to intrigue people and it's going to make them want to come see the movie, because they're like, what is coming on? I thought it was cool seeing the dude do the whole like ching 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 thing, like making whatever he was making, and then
Pestos, yeah,
and then a person put their hand on the ground and just water started coming out. Like, I think it's going to be really cool. I want to see like the Eternals coming to Earth, showing the humans how to be like a civilization and grow and stuff like that, and see the change and transformation. I can't wait to see that, because that's always cool.
And I think the possibility, like I said, the possibility is like, because they're doing the Deviants. I mean, do they stick Thanos in there at some point? Baby Thanos? I think it's going to be a fun movie. I mean, just the whole dynamic you'll see of what's his face from Game of Thrones, not Jon Snow, the other guy.
Yeah, Robb Stark.
Yeah, where he says he'll lead the Avengers, and everybody started cracking up.
Mhm.
I think there'll be a lot of humor in that movie, and I'm surprised because it kind of has this more serious tone when you look at it initially.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be a lot of humor in it. So
Hopefully there's a lot of humor. It's a net with the new phase, they can set a new tone. It doesn't necessarily have to be as humorous as like the previous phase and stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see, if they want to try and go more of a little more serious route, have a more, adult theme tone to it, which could eventually set it for all the other movies and stuff that they're bringing out. Because like I'm still waiting. Where's this Blade? Where's the Blade trailer? I'm waiting to see the Blade trailer here. Okay,
there must be something creeping up there now that you bring that up, because Blade the Vampire Hunter, the book out of 1992, 1993, that's got the hollow foil label on the top, that book's spiking in high grade.
Yep.
a lot of those Ghost Riders too, like in 27, 28 from the 90s, are spiking up the Midnight Sun stuff.
What is up, the Book of Abyss? What's going on? Old school. What is going on? Thanks for stopping by. I'm waiting to see Blade because I want to see my man Marshala Ali. I want to see him don the jacket and the shades and the tattoos. Like, I got a Tomb of Dracula number 10 over here. I'm trying to get pressed and cleaned and slabbed. So,
do you think it's a miss them not having Wesley in that movie?
No. If they bring him in any type of cameo callback kind of thing, that would be perfect. Other than that, like, we don't need to do a restart of Wesley Snipes' Blade movies. Those are perfect. They don't need to be redone. And start anew, start afresh, and then just like take off from there. Everybody was specking that. A lot of people are specking that Dracula was supposed to show up in the Moon Knight series and kind of like have that connectivity with Blade and stuff going on. But, we'll see about that. Everybody's seeing all the training that the main actor is doing for Moon Knight. Ethan Hawke is doing all his stuff, good guy, bad guy, brother or something. I don't know. So I'm mostly looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Eternals. I want to see what happens. But here's the question. With the teaser trailer, would now be the time. Here's the spec conversation you were looking for, Andy. Would now be the time to try selling Eternals number 1?
Are you asking me or are you stating?
I'm asking because, I'm asking. Like, do you think now would be the time?
Typically, now would be the time for most movies, but this trailer seems to be having quite a different effect on the fan base. So sales are going to be soft. I think there's going to be a price drop, and the sales are going to be soft. And eventually, if the movie does what it's supposed to do, that they won't let us down or won't let the fans down, then the book will come back up.
Dale, I asked the question. With the Eternals teaser trailer dropping today, would now be the time to try and sell an Eternals number 1 or any Eternals book, but specifically the number 1. I kind of was feeling the same way now that you said it that way, Andy, because I was looking at, like, as soon as the teaser dropped, I went on eBay looking for the prices of the number 1, see what everybody was trying to sell their number 1 for.
Well, they're definitely not going to drop their prices.
And I still don't see an Eternals number 1 for less than $250, and that's even raw.
Yeah. Do you just throw it out there at some crazy price and maybe somebody will snag it? Wait for it to catch up to the market?
Well, what'll happen is you'll get impatient people or people that aren't interested in holding, undercutting the highest prices on eBay to move their books, and then it'll be a downward progression. It's just that ebb and flow. Normally, a trailer drops, and there should be an uptick in the book. Like, look at ASM 361. That Carnage, the Venom 2 trailer dropped, and ASM 361 barely moved, barely has a heartbeat during the trailer, which is odd.
Yeah, and that trailer wasn't well received, though. You don't think, by the community?
I think
I
it
loved
was.
it.
I think it was well received by the people that enjoyed the first movie, but I think the vast majority of the fan base didn't enjoy the first movie.
I think for me, it took me a couple times to watch the movie to really start to enjoy it. Off the bat, the first time I watched it, it was okay. It wasn't bad. I liked it better than Mortal Kombat. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh god, anything was better than Mortal Kombat.
That movie sucked dick. So, I'm just throwing it out there. Old school, Blade looks like it should be good. Eternals looks disappointing. Venom 2, 50-50. So there's his opinion on that. He also just sold his for double. So, I mean, there you go. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Dale, I don't think the trailer was hot enough to cause that large of a spike in Eternals 1. And that's kind of what I was thinking. Would it be something that I would potentially put up for sale at the next auction? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Justin, there goes this follower. MK was awesome. I'm just gonna let you have that one. I'll let you have that one. But I'm sorry. There's too much wrong with that Mortal Kombat movie for me to even come close to saying that it was good. The fatalities were cool. Except when they messed up and they didn't give they didn't give him the uppercut fatality off the bridge. How are you gonna miss that opportunity? But whatever. But yeah, I think I'm intrigued. I want to see what's going on with the Eternals. Honestly, you know what? I kind of got a Ridley Scott vibe, like Prometheus, Ridley Scott vibe from that, where they had the ship coming in, and the what do they call them? What do they call them in the movie? The people that were creating the life and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember what they called him, but he's looking at the ship. Yeah, no, they weren't Celestials. They called them their architects or something like that in the Prometheus movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, but he was standing there and their ship was floating out and he was looking at it. I got flashbacks to that Ridley Scott movie. It was so cool. I enjoyed it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah.
It looks like there's been good sales volume today of Eternal stuff.
There's 5 pages, so I can't tell you on the pricing versus what it normally goes for, but yeah, it took me a few pages of flipping through.
Looks like all of the cheap stuff is moving.
Yeah, and I think the only one I have is the number one of the gaming miniseries from 2000s.
Okay.
I just lucked into that one at a Facebook buy. I think that's $150 book.
I think the Eternals #1 Volume 2 is actually a pretty decently priced to be able to pick that book up, really cheap.
How much? So there's some more cross debate here with that volume of Eternals. Some people are on the bandwagon or camp that says volume 2 issue 1 is the first appearance of Festos, but actually I think it's issue 3 is his first appearance. So because Festos is that guy you saw in the teaser trailer building the weapon or building the equipment.
Oh, okay.
He's their engineer, so to speak. He's their builder.
Okay.
So, and the funny thing is all these years leading up to this movie and the teaser and the trailer, nobody in the community and nobody out there has ever really bothered to finish hashing out what Festos' first appearance is, whether it's 1 or 3. And I'm pretty sure most people are thinking it's 3, but.
Got you. Nick, if you wanted the Eternals Volume 2, 1 through 12, 1985 complete run of comics, somebody's selling it for $70. Volume 2. But I'm all about Volume 1s, if you know what I'm saying. Somebody's also got another one, Verifying Plus for the whole set, 1 through 12 for $48.
Buy it now. Yeah, I'm looking at Volume 2, 1 through 12, Volume 3, 1 through 7, Volume 4, 1 through 9. Starting bid $125.
Old School says sell it before there are thousands for sale due to a crappy movie.
I think I'm going to move my Eternals stuff simply because I'm just not an Eternals collector and just be done with it at that point.
How many copies of the number 1 you got?
None. I've got the 1 9.8 of issue 2. Then I've got the 1 9.8 of issue 1, volume 2.
Okay.
And then I've got a handful of volume 2, issue 3s that were the first Festos, or at least that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. You gonna put those up for the next auction?
I'll bring some, see if people are interested,
Right. I don't know. Like I like all my Jack Kirby artwork and comics. It's gonna be tough for me to want to try to part with that. But Comics and Death Metal, thanks for stopping by. What is going on?
See, it's funny, like I get it. Jack Kirby art is awesome, but I didn't grow up reading it and owning it, so I never really feel a connection to Kirby's art, but I do enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
you have to figure with the way they nailed it in Ragnarok that they can pull it off if need be in this movie.
Oh, Ragnarok was such a great movie. That's probably my second favorite movie. Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, Infinity War / Endgame. Yeah. So good.
Really? That's your 1 through 4?
Yeah, 1 through 3. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, top of the list is always going to be the Winter Soldier. It was hands down, in my opinion, the best movie out of the entire MCU. I mean, Iron Man was super cool too. Like, it kickstarted the whole thing. Like, it was really good. But like, I don't know. The Winter Soldier is just my top movie out of that entire thing.
No,
What-
for me, it had to. Well, it wasn't top because I think in the last 2 were just by far 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Just that airport scene in Civil War alone and the whole Spidey thing for me just won it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. What about you, Andy?
I don't know, man. I don't know, because every time I sit down and watch them, I feel like I jumble them up into a different order.
Oh,
I still
okay.
feel like Infinity Wars and Endgame are the top 2.
They're so good. Yeah, I will admit the best moment, the entire best moment was in Endgame. The first one was when you see Cat pick up Mjolnir. And then the second is when all the portals start coming and everybody starts coming back. And then they do that whole pan. Yep. I
It
get
gives me
goosebumps.
goosebumps every time.
Doing that whole pan all the way up to Captain America. Oh, best thing. So good. Oh, so good. Justin said, I heard Andy is putting up a Saga 1 RRP at the next auction.
You could offer me $50,000 and I'd still turn it down.
51,000.
Andy, I really want to get a Saga book just to say I have a Saga book. And
don't go to Skeff. I bought all of his Saga books.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So here, this is what we got on eBay. They got a Saga 1 signed plus Ghost variant for $450. Did you need that?
I don't do signed books very often. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but whatever eBay did, their algorithm, I really hate now. It makes it harder to find books now, I feel like.
The fact that Saga is almost $1,000 book now, so there's your retailer incentive.
Look at that. Jesus Christ.
And all the watchers too on it.
Look at that.
Hoping to get a special deal.
So that one, hold on, that one kind of irritates me a little bit. It's $8,999, but unless you read the fine print and go to the second picture, it's a 9.4. So somebody could knee-jerk reaction, be like, "Oh my god, like this is the cheapest 9.8 out there. Click and buy it." I feel like it's clickbaity because I've fallen for stuff like that in the past before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but that's something sellers do on eBay sometimes is they chop it so that you don't see the top of the slab
Mm-hmm.
or you don't see any of the information and they only provide you one picture.
Or they put in here a 9.8 for a ridiculously reduced price, but when you look at it and you see the price tag is $3.99, it's a facsimile. But they don't put that in there, or they don't say that it's a trade. and you look at it and you see it's a square bound, and you're like, oh great, it's a trade. What we got here, old school. I think they should have introduced a few Eternal characters in the other movies first, then put the movie out. Probably would have helped with popularity.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
yeah, for sure.
It is messed up. eBay sell being shisty. I don't like it either. I don't. But Andy, I need a Saga book.
Like, what do you like? What are you after? You after a first print?
No, I don't have that kind of money for a first print. What's the second print at?
Well, there was just one that you scrolled by for 148.50 right there.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to slab though.
Andy, remember, he had a stack like this, and he left with 2 books.
Yeah.
That's the kind of Saga book he needs.
Yeah, I got a ASM 252 that's probably like a 2.0. I paid like $8 for. So there you go.
Move all those other books and then buy a Saga 9.8, man.
It's not like that. I like Saga, but I'm not like gung ho for Saga. I just want like a nice Saga print.
So do you guys have books like that? I know Andy has the Saga book, and what was the other one? The Punisher War Journal? That was with you?
You mean like rare stuff?
No, the one that really meant a lot to you. The ones you always pick up.
What is up, Jennifer?
Hey.
Comics will break your heart. Thanks for stopping by. She was on the show a couple weeks ago. One of the best shows that we've done, by the way. Thanks for stopping by, Jennifer. Appreciate it. And yes, Andy's here, so of course we're talking about Saga. What else are we going to be doing?
Thanks for throwing the rest of these guys under the bus.
Hey, I'm sorry. Like it's Comics will break your heart. Like she's going to steal the show no matter what. So,
yeah, Punisher War Journal #1, 1988. It's some of the earliest Jim Lee pencils on a Punisher title, and it was one of the first books I ever purchased. So it was probably 11, somewhere between 11 and 15 years ago that I saw that 9.9 hit eBay, and I bought it for like $300, and it's one of only 3 in the world.
wow.
So now I'm sure good luck. I can't even fathom what that book would even go for now.
I've got the #1 of all the Punisher series, like the big ones. So War Journal, Warzone, Limited, Volume 2, and Max. And the War Journal I think could probably hit a 9.8. And I picked that up raw off of eBay.
Nice.
Yeah, for like $10, $20, something like that. Yeah.
But do you have that book that nobody can give you a price for? Like that book you definitely would not part with for whatever X amount of dollars?
I'm sure I have a book like that. Let me scroll through and see if I can find one. But man, I thought it was going to be that Venom 3, but I sold that Venom 3 last auction. I can't believe I sold that book.
You can always buy another.
I got a 9.0.
No, mine was the 9.8, and that was the biggest book I've ever had. I paid $4 for it, sent it out to CGC in my first CGC unboxing, everything. Came back at 9.8. I lost my shit. Yeah, it was awesome.
And then King in Black 5 happened.
Right. I don't. Oh Jesus.
And Spawn 174 is going to be my favorite book that I have at the moment.
That's one of them. Yeah, that one's high up on the list.
I'm gonna see that one.
Yeah, CGC 9.8.
Oh, I don't have one that good, but that's yeah. Probably between the Spawn 174, Sandman #1. Scrolling. I don't know what else. I really don't. Probably my Next Men 21. I don't think I'll ever sell that. I'd like to try and upgrade that at some point to a 9.8. That'd be really cool. Mine's an 8.5 grade. So like the Sandman, Spawn 174, Hellboy. Yeah, those I probably won't give away.
Well, if you're looking to upgrade that Sandman, you better do it now.
Yeah.
I need to get it slabbed. Okay, so I have a question. I heard that you said you did a little mini press on that Moon Knight, right? So do you like, how is your pressing skills since you're local? Like, are you like, you got supreme pressing going on over here? Cause
I wouldn't say I wouldn't be comfortable. I'm not comfortable doing my own high dollar books.
okay.
But if you have something that you want to try me out on, I'll be more than happy to try it out.
Yeah, because like I want to try you out, and I'm gonna send some to Justin. I want to see what his skills are gonna be going. What you got here, Scott? Here, let me blow you up.
You've got that card of 2011 too.
Oh shit! There we go. No, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Right.
There you go.
Scott Cox.
Yep.
Comic pressing. I couldn't see if it was an A or an O.
So this is the guy that 2011 Comics does Keith's books over in Dallas and Jeremy over at Titan all use this guy for everything.
Okay. Send me that information in Instagram later because I would like to. Well, I submitted a spot with Gary from Impressive Comics, Pressing Comics, Impressive Comic Pressing.
Impressive.
Yeah. I've got a spot slotted, so I'm going to use him for probably like my biggest books because I want to send some stuff to CBCS.
Hey,
But
so let me ask you. I mean, it's generally about $20 a book to have it done, right? 50, 20 bucks?
It's less than that.
Less than that.
Yeah.
Scott's
Still,
doing it $20 for the press and dry cleaning.
for that
Wow.
price. I mean, why don't you just buy your own and learn?
well, me personally, I don't really have the space.
Yeah.
and also that is like an additional whole nother skill to learn too as well. And I don't know if I'm going to have the patience and or the time to want to try and learn it personally. So I'm okay with utilizing that service. One, because I don't send books out to CBCS or CGC often enough to where I feel like I need to like do it on my own to save money on that cost. So that's one of them. And also it's just like, I don't know, like I don't want to screw the book up myself. If somebody else screws it up, then that's on them and it's not on me. So I don't know. I don't know. That's just me.
Now, are most of these guys like licensed and bonded? See, that's
I don't think so.
That scares me. That scares me. Like with that giant size X-Men I just bought, there's no way I'm going to send it to somebody I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't press it myself, so I just sent it out to CGC and paid their prices, the CCS thing. But that's the whole thing. I don't care how good the guy is. I'm taking a chance sending him an $8,000 book, and it's just like,
Yeah, that's a big book, man. That's a big book. I can understand the apprehension on that. But yeah, like I got like 7 books I want to send out for my next batch, and I'm going to use CBCS this time so I can have, some different stuff. And I'm going to send out the Sandman, Jennifer, if you're still watching. And I don't mean to break your heart, but I did sell my Sandman number 8 in the last auction, so I am down 1 Sandman key book, but I will find one eventually. What is up, Ruben Guzman? Thanks for stopping by, man.
Ruby G.
Does anybody have a House of Secrets 92? I do not. That's on my want list, but not before I get me my John Constantine at some point. But yeah. So I don't know. What else you guys got? What else you got?
Yeah, I've been hitting up. I've got a slot with Gary every month. I'm 3 months deep so far, and the first one comes up next month. I'm going to keep doing that through the rest of the year.
Oh, nice.
That's how I'm going to combat the turn times. Like, I know my first batch won't come back for forever, but then at some point it's just going to be batch after batch after batch. And if you look at Gary's website and you wonder why the turn times like got crazy, it's because Skeff bought up all of his available quick, all of his quick turn stuff.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure Skeff's got like all of his fast track stuff with him.
Jesus, that's so funny. Are you guys excited for this week? Last Running issue number 3 comes out, right?
I'm getting pissed off.
Why?
Because they should have had all of this figured out from the get-go, and after all the delays with issue 1, it should all be ironed out now, and it shouldn't be this much of a pain in the ass to read a book.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that the
Getting
next
kind
to
of
last
irritating.
issue?
Huh?
Next to last issue?
I thought it was 5.
Five.
Yeah, because they got to do Donatello and Splinter, right? Because this one is going to be Leonardo and Casey Jones, I believe. Pretty sure. What is up, Mastodon Comics and Music? Thanks for stopping by. Trying to get a House of Secrets 92, even a low grade. Yeah, that is tough. That book is definitely tough to find, no matter what. There's not a Berserker coming out this week, right?
Oh, thank God, no. Thank God. Thank Christ Almighty, no.
Man, we got so many good books this week.
I want to read Berserker. I'm liking it, but I was one of the first people at my LCS to ask for all covers, all printings, all copies, and it's been a nightmare. I just need like a month break, but then they keep doing all these extra printings in between.
Oof.
And I'm glad it's not landing this week because Something's Killing the Children is landing this week, and that's going to be a full run of books there too.
Are you still doing all printings, all covers on Something Killing the Children?
Yep. The demand has gone up. Regardless of how high the print run's going, the demand just doesn't stop. The demand keeps going up. Even though there's 40 covers for this next issue, the demand just doesn't let up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think it's John Gallagher or Jake Gallagher cover looks like a Netflix movie poster. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But that Jae Hung Lee looks really. I'm just glad I didn't get all of the covers, but all of the stuff coming from Diamond to the LCS, I'm getting all that. That's like probably 4 to 6 copies or 4 to 6 covers.
Wow. Old School said, I've heard horror stories about CGC pressing.
Yeah, CCS. Yeah, I've heard some horror stories too, but
yeah.
If you go on my channel and look, both of my first unboxings from CGC, they were both pressed by CCS, and they were almost all 9/8.
You win some, you lose
I had
some.
really good results, yeah.
All right, Jennifer, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. We will catch you next time.
Later, Jennifer.
What else? Oh, did you guys see Spawn Universe news?
This issue this week is supposed to lead into it, right?
I think so.
The issue this week will lead into Spawn Universe, and Spawn Universe will then lead into the 4 new series.
I thought I saw something about how there might be a TV series coming out for Spawn Universe. Potentially. I do not see Spawn on. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, 3
Orders due
comes
Monday.
out this week.
Are we sure?
Spawn 318 this week, I think.
Yeah, I'm on leagueofcomicgeeks.com.
That's my favorite website to mess around with.
But yeah, well, I'm excited. I want to see what's going to happen with the Spawn book. I'm excited, and of course, the Spawn Gunslinger storyline, like that's going to be fire. I cannot wait to see that. I think most people are realizing now the like super awesome significance and like of the character of the Gunslinger Spawn. The copies are just always through the roof. Hard to find. Skeff sold the 175 on the last show. I can't believe he sold that, but that's just that was crazy. Mastodon, you do know you don't have to fall for that multiple cover BS, right, Andy?
Well, when it's a series like Something's Killing the Children, I'm grabbing those ones because my LCS sells them for way less than eBay prices.
So it's kind of like why not kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I'm
Gotcha.
leaving money on the table if I don't pick them up, if I ever want to move them.
Thanks,
'Cause
Justin.
a lot of those series are like Something's Killing the Children. It's retaining its value. It's developing price memory.
And even these later issues, because are they on volume 2 or are they still in volume 1?
Still volume 1. It's just a different story arc.
Okay, so yeah, it's just massively ongoing. I've just missed out on so much of it. Like I would just, for me personally, I just don't see the point in trying to pick it up now, trying to get any issues. I don't know. Maybe
keep following it and keep watching the pricing and look for that downward trend. Look for that downward trend when they go on a break or a hiatus, or let's say they actually guarantee that a show is coming out. Wait for that gap for that show to actually hit, and those prices will come back down. I don't feel like number one's going to be sustainable at this price for a long period of time. I think we're going to see ebbs and flows just like a lot of other books.
Yeah, I'd like to get a raw copy of a number one. Honestly, I'd prefer to get the 6th print because I think it's the best looking cover, in my opinion. And I think you should sell me your 6th print up over there behind you.
1,500.
So yeah, it's one of those books that I would love to find. If not the 1st print, I'd want the 6th print. But we'll see. I've got my foil. Hey, I hopped on the foil bandwagon train there, Andy. So I'm happy with that.
You want to know what to that store in Denton had still a stack this big on the wall.
Oh, the foils?
Of the foils.
Wow.
But that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they only let you take one, so.
Damn.
Yeah, I think this last weekend I picked up, I think it's probably the same book as you, Andy, the number 11, it's the Thank You 1 per store variant. It's the Virgin red one. Is that the same one you were saying you got?
No, I can't remember. It's number 11, but it's the peach version.
Okay.
It's not the 1 per store. And this one was just a bundled up. This LCS that I found a couple towns over was submitting a lot of their new books as they came in. So they stayed ahead of the curve from CGC before they got slowed down. So they've got an entire wall full of slabs, much like you guys saw at that store.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, an owner is really tempted to move books at a discount when you start stacking them up together. That's a cover I missed out on that I think is gorgeous.
Oh, that looks pretty sweet.
That is the Black Capes Comics exclusive number 1.
Damn.
Some store in Fort Worth,
Mm-hmm.
and they had that one.
Nice.
That's sweet.
That was an expensive day too.
On number 11, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the first appearance of the guy, right? That's like from the same house of Erica. Is number 11 the first appearance of when that guy comes into play?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I'd have
I've
to
seen
dig
that
deeper.
one.
I think he's had cameos and lines prior to that, so there might be. No, you're talking about the other guy. You're talking about the younger guy. Never mind, not the older guy.
I think it's number 11 because I read somewhere that nobody's talking about 11 because he's not, but if there's a show and they're probably going to have him in there, right? Then number 11 is going to be that one right after number 1. That should be your peak, first appearance book.
Jae Hung Lee right there.
Just
nope.
Busting out all the Something Killing the Children slabs.
Black Cape number 2. I just got that off Tyler at Whack Comics. Your boy Lee. Just sold me the Jay Lee and the Unlocked Prison number 1. Zoe Lucky number 12.
Man, I should have bought that Prison number 1 cover from Skiff a long time ago.
Skeff's got about 200 of those copies, don't he?
Not anymore. But he had a raw copy of the Jenny Frison number 1. I should have just bought that off of him.
That's probably one of my favorites right there too. That's
really cool.
Is that an actual photo variant or is it painted?
It's painted.
Yeah, I really want that one, but I don't even know what that one's going for right now.
That's the David Sanchez He's here local in DFW. I got him to sign a copy at the store that he works out of at the TBCS right now.
I wonder what that one's going for right now.
That's
And I got
awesome.
a few more CGC and a couple other ones in the pile waiting to go. So
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
all of my books are still raw. I haven't sent anything in over a year because I was irritated a year ago about how slow the turn times were, and now it's 10 times worse. And I'm like, well, I might as well just stop complaining and just start sending books anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long time before we get the books back. So, what's the point of bitching and moaning about it? If you want slabs, then you got to send them in no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Or sell raw books and then just go buy slabs at the comic book shop.
Well, here I feel like we're gonna start to see a shortage in slabs because of how bound up CGC is and how slow they are getting stuff out. I think we're gonna see a bit of a run on hot books. I think the books that are out there that are commanding decent prices, I think there's gonna be a shortage in a bit of the supply chain here for a while. That's gonna help drive some prices up.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, I
Hey,
think-
Andy, on eBay, that Sanchez cover's $40. It's the cheapest one near mint.
Is it really graded already?
No, it's just all raw copies. Buy-in is at $40. 300 for a 9.8 if you want a graded one.
I think everybody sent their stuff in just before the price increase, and I think that caused a little bit of a glut too. So
I was one of those.
Oh, see, I got lucky with Skepp's video. My membership was about to expire 2 weeks after they were going to raise the price. So all I did was go in ahead of time and renew my membership. So now I have the same pricing for another year.
Oh, nice.
that was good. That was a good thing.
So I still get the 10% discount on that elite member, not the top tier, but the one just underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm doing a CGC submission every month, starting next month for the next 10 months.
I don't know what that was about. I need to go investigate. I'll be right back.
Ninjas. There are ninjas in your house. Oh, he's leaving us to. We're taking it over. We're taking it over.
Just hope you don't hear gunshots.
Yeah, but I wonder, man. There's the books just aren't moving fast enough and coming out fast enough. I wonder if that's why we're seeing some of these price increases due to supply. Dude, I said due to. But like, because more people that are buying now are buying to hold.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
It's the new stock market, Or maybe it's the old stock market, but more and more people are just now catching on.
No, you came in at a weird time. Like you think all these expensive prices are what's normal, and it's definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm wondering if, as a long-term collector, I just need to reevaluate what my perspective is on the value of comic books. Maybe this whole time they were undervalued.
To me, this is the new norm. This is what I know is this crazy high pricing on everything.
Well, let me ask you a question. If Marvel drops a bad movie and all the cinematic stuff goes away, you think the prices hold?
Probably not.
You think if people like, oh, we're not getting that next stimmy check, can't do the comics anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll hold. I don't think it'll hold because, like, if you look at how much a Twitter post can influence Bitcoin.
Well, to be fair, there was a lot of weight behind that one post.
It's true, but
billionaire.
But Disney is far bigger than a billionaire, and if they have a shit movie.
But look at your record breaking like books that in the last year have just doubled in like millions of dollars. Like that has nothing to do with stimulus money or good movie bet. It's just.
I think a lot of it had to do with stimulus money, like Nick is saying to begin with to start.
I use stimmy money for the couple big comic books. Hell yeah.
And honestly, too, I think it's stimmy money plus people just getting into the collecting community who don't know what they're supposed to be paying.
Shit, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be paying sometimes, but like until I see a deal that I feel like is reasonable, I don't drop a couple $100, even $100 on a single book often. That's just not how I roll. That's not what I look for. I'm looking for a deal. I'm not trying to haggle like a couple dollars off like Dustin from Two Brothers for, an $18 book, but like I'd look for a reasonable deal for me for the price I'm trying to pay.
That's where I broke my cherry last year. I'll go drop a couple of grand in a heartbeat if
the possibility is there, right?
if there's enough equity there.
Yeah.
If there's enough, like that Saga RI book, like that was by far the most expensive book I've ever purchased, but there was dang near a grand in equity right after I bought it.
Yeah.
And now the book's almost tripled in price.
But I will say, since I've been doing comics for 2 years, YouTube a year, I think now, or actually over a year, I will say I'm starting to finally understand to get to the point where Skeffs has always been talking to us about having the hobby pay for itself. Like, since we did the auctions, my PayPal account has been hella buku money, and I've been using that hella buku money to buy some hella buku books. So, I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to see that. And like, if I wanted to drop a couple $100 on a book, I could. But like right now, like I've been getting a couple things here and there, and I've got that extra money laying around for my CBCS submission because I've been wanting to do one of those. So like, I will say I'm getting more comfortable with spending some money on the books for the hobby, but trying to use the hobby to pay for itself. That's where I'm at now.
Dude, do the old Dave Ramsey plan and grab an envelope for each major book that you want to buy and start stashing $10 to $20 a week or a month. That's how I first started. Probably 10 or 12 years ago when I started actually going for Punisher books that I couldn't afford, $300, $400, $500 or whatever. I was doing that envelope Dave Ramsey plan, and I'd have them stashed up on the wall, and I'd be throwing $10 in each envelope for every month or every other week, and then next thing you know, they're funded and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
See, I'm going the old Vincent route currently, where I buy like a lot of books to get one book, and then I take all that filler stuff and I sell it, and then I ended up using that store credit to get like Miles Morales 6, Something's Killing the Children book, and one of those Ghost Rider 28 books. And now I'm going to sell those 3 books and then use that money to get the next like single book, and then sit and hold on that one probably for a while.
Yeah. I'm still amazed that my collection is pretty much like staying an average 400 books. Like that's what my collection total is at.
I wish that
like
4 short boxes.
Yeah. No, 3. All my books are in 3 short boxes on the top row of my filing cabinet. So, like you get Andy, I know you got 20 you're counting over there now.
Yeah.
I think Journo's Comics and Pop Culture, he posted a while back that he had 18,000 comics total in his comic room. Just like for me, like 400 is kind of where I've been sitting at for a good long while, but like I want the hobby to pay for itself, and I'm finally getting to that point where I can see how I can actually do that by doing these auctions with Skeff and Andy and everybody else that's going to end up showing up. So, but yeah, like, I don't know. I would like to see the prices settle down a little bit more so they can get down to a level that is more reasonable for you, Chris, since you just started.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long it's going to take for that.
It's all about perspective too, because even though some of these books are costing more money, the way Chris is doing it and flipping his way up, the books that he's using to get there, those are also worth more money now too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of about perspective a little bit there, because it's not like he's using dollar books and selling them for $2. I mean, he's talking about Something's Killing the Children and some of these other hot books. Yeah, it's not. I feel like there's gonna be a correction, but I still feel like there's gonna be a lot of price memory with some major keys and major books. Scarcity is going to play a big role. Scarce books are probably going to have a lot of really good price memory. Huge key first appearances are probably going to have a lot of price memory. So like look at Something's Killing the Children. That bubble could burst, but I still feel like the huge first appearances and the low print run stuff will hold.
Yep. I'd love to get me a Kanto first print #1, but I'm not there yet. So I'll go for the second print #1, which actually looks really good. I've got 2 copies on the way. So I'm super excited to finally have me a good Kanto book. I mean, look, okay, so like he sent me. Oh, by the way, this is actually a really good story. I did pick this up. Lila Star Mini Deaths. That's actually really good. Skev, he sent me the Kanto Hollow Men #1. This is good. I do enjoy it, but I want that #1. I want to get that #1. So, but I will say my focus lately has been more Star Wars books related. I will say that. And unfortunately, at the comic book shop that we went to, they didn't have any Star Wars books out and available at all. So I was kind of bummed about that.
Vincent, I got a new one last night at an auction. On
YouTube. What'd you get?
Kanan the Last Padawan, #6.
Oh, #6?
Yep, and a 9.4.
I got me a #1 just lounging around over here.
It was 160 for a 9.4. I felt that was good, so I snagged that.
I feel like they had one of those up on the racks when we were in there. I know they had the Kanan #1 and a 9.6 for like what, 160, 170 bucks, 140 bucks, something like that.
Yeah.
They had a couple slabs too, I think, too.
So I'd like to get that #6, the first Sabine, even though she's in the first one, but whatever.
They did have some nice treasury editions on the wall.
Hey, Skeff, you missed it earlier when we were talking about the comic book shop we went to. They had an Amazing Spider-Man #1 for $35K. So if I know you're a Spider-Man fan, if you want that book, let me know and I'll get you in contact with the owner.
We can figure it out.
Security guard, though.
Yeah, you gotta get past the security guard.
You can send me $35K and I'll take care of it.
What else you guys got? Anything else? What do you guys got going on for your channels? What's coming up next?
That's funny. I'm actually gonna pop on out of here in a minute because I'm gonna finish editing that top 50 video. My hope is to have it done and uploaded for tomorrow. We'll see though, because I kind of bit off more than I can chew, and I'm kind of creating a bit of a monster in this video.
Is it gonna be good?
I hope so. I think I kind of enjoy it. I make videos that I like, and then hope people give feedback. And I haven't really had a whole lot of feedback, so we'll see.
Do you smile while you're editing your video and like you replay it?
Yeah.
Like when you're watching it and replaying it and editing it, are you smiling while you watch it?
But I mostly do that to line up some of the audio stuff and then the other video layers and elements.
Okay, because like I know once I edited the video, and then I'm trying to find the music that's going to fit my video. And once I find the music and I play it, and as I'm watching it, I'm listening to it and I'm playing it like I'm an actual person watching the video. If I start smiling, then I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good video. It makes me smile, so I'm putting it out there. So as long as your top 50 video does that, it's gonna be fire.
See, Chris, they're dropping jewels for us, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Jewels.
Editing takes time and practice to get used, to get proficient at. So it's taken me a long time to figure out how to do it. And once you do it and you're like, okay, let me get this, it'll be fire. Also, go ahead, Chris. No, you go ahead.
I was just say I got a question for y'all. Just taking one off Skeff's channel from the other day. Skeff, correct me if this is not your hot book right now, but he had a video about wind and why you should buy into wind right now. So my question would be not necessarily, I mean, if y'all want to buy wind, then and that's your reliever, but do y'all have a book right now that you're like, if I see this, I'm going all in on it all day, and it's just that one, still not that hard to find book that you're going in on?
I thought about doing wind, but I'm not entirely sure. I feel like if I want to do it, I want to try to get 3 copies of it, of the #1 cover A. But yeah.
I read that yesterday. I didn't think it was a bad read. The art kind of threw me off though, because I wanted to see more of what was going on. But I dig that book. That was a good one.
This is super quirky, and I think it screams movie.
Yikes!
The idea of every time Halley's Comet passes by Earth every 75 years, people are born with these auras and these super abilities, but yet they're not superheroes. I really dig that.
That is cool.
And then the protagonist of the story is actually hunting these people down and killing them, because when he kills them, he can suck or absorb their auras in and actually gain their abilities and their powers.
So he becomes the person with all the abilities that you could possibly ever have.
That's what his goal is. I haven't read issue 2 yet, but I'm going to give it the first story arc and see what happens.
That's interesting. But yeah, I don't really have I'm not a huge new comic book day kind of guy. So I don't necessarily have one of those, and I don't even have one of those for a back issue. Been like, if I see this, I'm going to pick up the copies of it every day, because I'm still stuck in that whole mindset of like, why do I need to get multiple copies of it? I've already got the one. But since we're doing auctions, I kind of got to start thinking like that. It's like, even though I have my copy, somebody else might want it, so let me grab it. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, X-Men minor keys for $10 or less going through bins. I'll grab all of them all day long. Yeah, 282, 266. A lot of those underappreciated, undervalued minor keys that are finally starting to catch some buzz. I would grab those all. I was grabbing those out of dollar bins constantly 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, a couple of those in the 190 range too, 180s, 190s.
Mm-hmm. The cover where Wolverine and Sabretooth are fighting, that X-Men book, that's heating up a lot too.
212.
Yeah, something like that. 212, and then 213, the one where Wolverine's like off to the side and he's all shredded up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna head out, man. I'm gonna try to get a little more editing in before I call it a night. I probably won't finish it, but
yep, this is a good stopping point for us too. Anyway, so thank you guys for all stopping by. Thanks for showing off your hauls to everybody. We will definitely meet up again and do some more hunting. I don't know if you guys have ever been out to Duncanville. I think, Chris, you've probably been to Duncanville. If you haven't been there, Nick, we're going to go out there, because that is like a huge store. Store, good, cheap prices. It's pretty awesome. I found fire in there too. So, but yeah, everybody, make sure you sub up to everybody here: Comic Man Andy, Nick's Kicks and Comics, and TCU Gamer. We are the local boys here in Dallas, except for Andy. He's in Michigan. He doesn't count. But we are the local boys here in Dallas. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Do all the stuff you're supposed to do. Keep an eye out for the next auction. It looks like it will be on June 4th. It is pretty much official. We just got to get the StreamYard and the thumbnail all put together. But Andy is a pro at that, so I would not be surprised if it's going to look awesome. And also, I will be on Lame or Frame tomorrow night with the icon Rodrican. He hit me up on Instagram today, so you will get to see my terrible drawing skills. So make sure you guys stop by for that. So perfect. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Everybody, y'all have a wonderful night. Peace out. Pinky's out for Andy. You guys have a wonderful night.